Okay, today I'm gonna teach you the 6th lesson that I learned after making over 500 million views on Instagram in the last 12 months within the Italian and global market. If you don't know me, I'm Giacomo Poletti, the Italian guy that turns Instagram pages into a predictable inbound client acquisition system that increases your qualified inbound prospects by a minimum of 300% within 90 days guaranteed. In the last year, I've made more than 500 million views with only 7 Instagram pages while making tens of thousands of leads and hundreds of clients. So basically, I know my shit about content. Right here, there are some, insights for the views, the pages that I managed that you can find on Instagram. But now, let's get this started. First lesson, data is king. Social media is not a game of luck or pure creativity, it's a mathematical game. You need to track data and you also need to master the art of reading the data so that you can make the best decision. Because obviously better data leads to better decisions leads to better videos, and better videos with the right monetization system in place leads to more money. So always move based on the data. But what data to watch? So go into the Instagram Edits app and watch for the skip rate, the average watch time, like, save and follow rate, and the retention graph. The skip rate will tell you a lot about your hook quality, the average watch time and retention graph about your editing, scripting, and overall retention, and a like, save, and follow ratio will tell you whether the video is helpful and actually useful for people. But because I'm a very generous person, I will also give you the benchmark on this data. So let's start from the skip rate. The skip rate is great under 25%, and I'll tell you this, 99% of the time that I got a skip rate under 25%, my video went viral. Also, it's pretty good under 35%, 50% and above is bad. Then for the like and save rate, 2% and above is great. Also, obviously, if you get maybe 5%, it's better. This depends also a lot on the niche. 1% and above is good, and under 1% is very, very low and very, very bad. So in that case, you need to find out what is the problem in your content. Maybe the video is not useful enough. Maybe it's a fear-based video, so it's not very liked. And then the retention graph. That's basically the best realistic situation that you can get. That's a great video. Obviously, the perfect situation is something like that, where basically you don't lose anybody, but it's, a very unrealistic situation. To me, it happened like twice, over hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of videos that I posted. But, the best realistic situation is something like that. Also, you can use the retention graph to find out what to improve in your video, because let's say that you have a retention graph like that. Okay, so in this particular situation, we can see that right now, in this particular moment, we are getting a pretty huge drop. And so the best thing we can do is go to that specific frame and that specific time and find out what's the problem. So maybe we stuttered. If maybe it was a problem-based video, then maybe at this particular moment we gave away the solution, and so people just scroll down because they get what they wanted. Lesson number 2. Volume. Everybody in the space underestimate the power of volume and consistency. More volume leads to more data, and if you can read the data, that leads to better data, better decision, better videos, and like we said before, more money. When you're starting out, I suggest you to do at least one video a day, but the more you publish, the better results you will get. Obviously, don't make the mistake of blindly posting without looking at the data, because that is just dopamine action and it's useless. And then lesson number 3, quality trap. That's what I would say the biggest mistake you can make doing content on every platform. And it's basically when you're trying to do the perfect high quality video, and even worse when you're posting less but higher quality videos when you're starting out. And the main problem is you can't make quality content if you don't know what quality is actually for your audience. And how can I understand what quality is? Well, data. And most people mistake high quality content for the content that they like. But let me tell you this, nobody actually cares about what you like. So don't make decisions based on I like this, I like that, but more on what is already working and what the data is saying. So if you're starting out, you must first research maybe in your niche and in your market what is already working out, and then do the videos yourself and find out based on the data where to improve, what is working, and then double down on what works basically. Also, I want to show you a real content experience. With this page, that averaged 20 million views per month in the Italian market, while reaching 10 million accounts every single month, basically 60% of all the users in Italy. So it was all going great. Then we decided to change completely the type of content for a higher quality content one. But the problem was we didn't move based on the data, but we moved based on what we like. So next thing we know, our views literally shrank by 50%. Those were the best 6 videos in the entire month. But why? Because we didn't move based on the data, but we moved based on our interest and what we thought was high quality content. So then we went back to the old type of content while testing different layouts and different formats until we found out what really worked. Only then we upgraded the content to a higher quality one, because then we knew what quality was. So then 23 million views the next month, while almost doubling the engagement and followers gain. Lesson number 4. Momentum. When one of your videos blow up, what you need to do is start milking the shit out of that format. Don't ever think the audience will get tired. I've also marked this phrase with my 100% bullshit stamp. There's no such thing as your audience getting tired of your videos. Obviously, your format won't work forever, so in the meantime, you also need to test in the backend to come up with new format and type of content. If you have the right system in place, like I do with my clients, a viral format leads to more views, follower, leads, and money. So always follow the momentum. And I will also provide you with a personal experience. With none of the pages that I managed, we did this format where we basically showed how processed food were disgustingly made. Then this format literally blew up. But we didn't follow the hype train. We didn't follow the momentum, because we were fearful of tiring the audience. So then what happened? The entire L space started copying us, following our momentum. And don't take lightly what I'm saying, literally tens and tens of pages with millions of followers copying our format and our videos, even sometimes word for word. They followed our hype train of our format and benefited the most. While yes, we gained lots of views, but maybe a tenth of what we could have gained. But also don't do the mistake of not testing other formats, because obviously if you start being a mono format page, it's all beautiful when you're getting views, but when the format starts to go down, then it comes the real shit. So make sure to always test new format in the backend. Lesson number 5. Nobody actually knows you. And I can't emphasize this enough. When you start making views and getting, good numbers, you will be tempted thinking this kind of famous guy, everybody knows you, everybody watches your content, and then you start making these mistakes like, I don't want to talk about that topic because I already said that and I already talked about that in maybe 3 videos 3 days ago. And I want to do this format because my audience will get tired, like I said before. No more than 1 video a day, because then we'll tire the followers. Nobody actually knows you. We are in the social media area, and our attention span in 2013 was already lower than the average attention span of a goldfish. Right now, hopefully, maybe we can say it's 1 second, but I think it's maybe half second probably. And that's what they call the presence bias, that it's invented by me, so don't search it because you won't find it. That's basically when you maybe in your content explain some concept. I also made a little draw for you guys right now. This is your expertise, so you talk about, maybe for a fitness coach, you talk about fitness all the day. So when you talk about weight loss, maybe because you did a reel 3 days ago, you think you can now go on and talk about something else. But in fact, for people that also maybe watch your reel, but for an average of your follower, your weight loss video is maybe a 5 to 10 second watch in an ocean of other 100, 200 reels that they see every single day. And so because I'm a very generous person, I also made a little drawing for you. So how you think people look at your videos? Monday they watch your reel about weight loss, and then Tuesday they watch your reel about powerlifting, and maybe Wednesday they watch your video about running, and so forth. And that's how people actually look at your video on a normal Monday. Maybe they watch your reel, your weight loss reel, maybe they watch maybe 5 to 10 seconds, okay, in an ocean of hundreds of reels. That also for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and if you're lucky enough for people to watch one reel a day of yours. Because actually, most of the time, only your real followers, your most loyal followers, will watch your video once a day. Don't be scared of tiring your audience and posting too much. Instead, post a lot based on the data, because I can assure you that 99% of your followers don't know you and don't even remember you like you think they do. Then lesson number 6, always control the narrative. This one is not a beginner level, but it's crucial to know how to move in this kind of situation, because those critical moments determine whether you grow or you fade away. You need to control the frame and the narrative. When you grow, people will start making reaction and hating on you, and maybe you get yourself involved in maybe a scandal or news and competitor starts attacking you. So it's crucial most of the time that you do not respond, especially when they're smaller than you, which most of the time is the case. In Italy we say una smentita è una notizia data 2 volte. A denial is a news reported twice. Also, watch this recent example of Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate makes national news for the Miami Club controversies. And so what he did, because all the news, all the mainstream media started making articles about him, about all this scandal. And so what he did was, he did not stay silent because everybody knew about this scandal in that particular moment. And he goes on a rant, making 3 to 4, even 5, I think, podcasts in like 48 hours. Right now, only 3 of these 5 podcasts got out, but I think he recorded even more. And so that's a perfect example of controlling the narrative, because he used the virality of the news to gain momentum and to milk that momentum for his own interest. Also, let's say you get publicly accused of being a scammer by the news or maybe someone way bigger than you. So what you do, obviously you must not be a scammer in order for this to work. The first thing is you don't respond. You launch a live online event, the whole truth about X thing, about the client scandal, I don't know what could be the name. Then you collect all the leads, and then you do a live where you show the testimonial and address the accusers. You show client testimonials, so maybe you invite some of your clients to speak at this, online event of yours, and then you launch an incredible offer and make lots of money. Those are lots of money. Obviously, you must not be a scammer in order to do that. So always remember, if they're smaller than you, don't respond. If they're bigger than you, leverage the communication, control the narrative, and use it to make more money. If you want to work with me and turn your Instagram into a predictable inbound client acquisition system that increases your qualified inbound prospects by a minimum of 300% within 90 days, guaranteed, giving you the opportunity to turn your Instagram into a long-term business asset that attracts collaboration, podcast, partnership, and higher quality clients, book a call, link in the description, and book only if you're not a scammer, you're already making money, and you can speak in front of a camera, or you have someone who can speak in front of a camera. And if you want to work in my team, make lots of money while working with big projects, apply in the description below, and apply only if you're autistic, you have lots of drive, hunger, you want to work hard, and you want to make money. And if you're not ready to work with me, and you want to get more value, watch those recommended videos.